You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. I love my job. Hi, Aaron. New question. Please provide a quote for a video. Why, out of all words, the C word has become such a taboo? I imagine he's referring to the word cunt. It seems to be quite an important and often the best or even the only way to describe a person of their behavior, whether it's male or female. Thanks, A, and we'll keep you anonymous. So, I did look up the word cunt, and let's just put it this way. There is no reason the phonetic sounding of the word cunt, or fuck, or ass, or shit, or moron, or kike, whatever is a besmirching word for Jews, or spick, or nigger. There's no logical, intellectual, why does that phonetic sound? What is that? Well, technically it's just a sound. You may as well fart, or, you know, it's audio. It has nothing to do with it. So it's everything that society has decided to put and apply to that word and its intention and use. So me personally, maybe I sound a little bit too philosophical. I never understood the word curse words. I never understood that concept. Like, wait, why is fuck, shit ass, bitch, whore, wench? Why is that? Why are those bad words? I just move my lips and my mouth a certain way. Now I understand if you're insulting somebody, it would mean insult. But if you think about it, the audio coming from my mouth, the way I put my tongue on my mouth and my lips and all that to say the word fuck, that it's stupid. It truly is stupid. It goes back to, I think it was the Victorian days, where they would put skirts around piano legs because they didn't want you thinking about the legs of a woman. And so I'm not saying just go in and filth, foul, filth, and fuck, shit, whore, cunt, wench, fuck. You know, it's not that. But I do not understand why some words have it. I know the intention, but what I don't understand is like how, like if someone called me a fucking a honky. Trying to think what I thought I was Irish, so you'd call me a Mick, and that would have been very insulting. But I'm not, unfortunately, Irish. I'm Scandinavian pussy. But whatever racial word or epithet would be used to describe me, it never really bothered me that much. I'm just like, yeah, okay, that's what you got. You're gonna call me a name, okay? Hey, so let's look at the word cunt at Wikipedia. Cunt is a vulgar word for the vulva or vagina and is also used as a term of disparagement. Reflecting different national usages, cunt is described as an unpleasant or stupid person in the compact Oxford English Dictionary, whereas Merriam-Webster states that it is a usually disparaging and obscene term for a woman or an offensive way to refer to a woman in the United States. The Macquarie Dictionary of Australian English gives a contemptible person. In Britain, New Zealand, and Australia, it can also be used as a neutral, kind of like, you know, like, hey, stop being a cunt when you're talking to a guy. When used with a positive qualifier, good, funny, clever, etc. Cunt. Positive way of referring. Oh, okay, so it's kind of a compliment over there. Or bastard, something like that. The earliest known use of the word, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, was as part of a place name of a London street, Gropecunt Lane, circa 1230 AD. Use of the word as a term of abuse is relatively recent, dating from the late 19th century. The word appears not to have been taboo in the Middle Ages, but became taboo towards the end of the 18th century. That could have been the Victorian era. Exactly. Totally. I mean, think about how many words. I mean, what was it? Fuck you was like pluck you when the Battle of Agincourt, or at least that's one of the... You'd be amazed, like, yeah, 500 years ago, it's like, yeah, fuck was the normal way. Hey, how you doing, you fuck? And it's like, yeah, nice to see you too, asshole. And I would not be surprised at all with the Victorian era and the goody two-shoes English Nazis, the language Nazis, and the thought police coming and saying, those are bad words. It was then not generally admissible in print until the later part of the 20th century. The term has had various derivative senses, including adjective and verb uses. Feminist writer and English professor, who's Germaine Greer? feminist, why is she an authority? Germaine Greer argues that cunt is one of the few remaining words in the English language with a genuine power to shock. I kind of go with that. So, all right, what was your question here? Let's go back to that. Why is it taboo? Well, it's become taboo because society has made it taboo. Like the word fuck, ass, whatever else. I think it's becoming less so as different words evolve. Like, what was it? I remember mulatto, in my day, was a perfectly acceptable way to describe somebody who was mixed race. And apparently now that's a racial term. Black. You're black, I'm white. What the fuck? It's not a racist term. But the propagandists and the professional victim whores want to make it sound, no, we're going to force you to pronounce 7 different syllables, African American. It's like, well, can I just call you black? Because that would just be a lot more simple. And there's no disparaging thing. So, as society evolves, I hate to say advance, as society changes, different words are going to have different meanings and different connotations. What was it? Mongoloid was the original term for people who are retarded. And you can't say retarded now, you have to say mentally impaired. But once again, I don't have the left to say mentally impaired because I just say, yeah, you're retarded. And if you look at the literal definition of retarded, it just meant slow in development. You would retard a fire. You would retard the flood. And so it'll come in and out of use. I think, being quite truthfully and honestly, Bill Burr has made cunt a more acceptable term among young men. I think it's probably used in parlance amongst young men. Stop being a cunt, you stupid fucking cunt. Especially as locker room talk has become more acceptable in circles of men. Not the goody two-shoe, touchy-feely, politically correct men. But right now, especially with the internet, it's like, yeah, we're going to use whatever word we want. You can go fuck yourself. I think the old pearl clutchers and purse clutchers and the prudes, who are now the baby boomer women, some of the older Gen X women would be offended by the word cunt, even if a guy was using it to describe his friend. But, those people will die out. And if I had to predict, the word cunt is actually probably going to go not necessarily down in value, but offensiveness. Because the vast majority of the use of the word cunt is probably between guys slamming on each other who are buddies anyway. I don't think it's, and I'm certain it's used in a besmirching sense against women, but I'd have to say 75-80% of the use of the word cunt. Look, it's being used by guys who are pretty vulgar anyway. They're more of your locker room, soccer, football hooligan, masculine types, and they're just breaking each other's balls with it. I don't think if a man probably has used it against women, but I'd say it's 1 in only 5 instances is the word cunt uttered today in the English-speaking world. Is it directed at women? I think it's directed at guys, because that's what we do. We break our balls, and then women are going to like. It's like, yeah, you go complain about the. If you're complaining about that, you go complain about the wage gap a little bit more. Why don't you go away now? See, and that's why, ladies, if you can't understand why guys ripping on each other, calling each other cunts, you can't understand why that's not besmirching to you, then yeah, you need to go major in engineering and close the wage gap. So, anyway, so is it taboo? I would speculate because of the Victorian era. I'd certainly say not until 10 years ago. Yeah, it's an absolutely horrible word that should not be used. You wouldn't use that on a woman unless she absolutely deserved it. You just, and if a woman is all of a sudden deserving of you breaking out the C word in a vindictive, hate-filled manner, you just walk away. You don't have anything to do with that woman. Her life is horrible enough as it is. But yeah, if you're like hanging out with your buddies and you want to bust your buddy's balls, yeah, absolutely. I think the C word will become more common among men. Apparently in the Commonwealth, former British colonies in Australia and New Zealand, it's a little bit more acceptable. But here in the United States, no, I would reserve it. I would reserve it if you're using it in a offensive and retaliatory nature, only to truly describe some of the most evil women possible. If you're going to use it for, if you cut, you tell, hey, you stupid fucking cunt, it's your buddy, and that's how you show you love him. But I would still hold it as dry powder and use it sparingly, only against women that absolutely deserve it. Like those assholes that the guy and the gal, because it's Christmas time, they were saying the baby it's cold outside is rapey. Yeah, those are cunts. They're cunts. Both male and female. And it should be disparaging to them. I forget their names now. But you should save it and use it for only the people that deserve it the most. And they gotta be real assholes. They gotta be really evil, vile people. But otherwise, yeah, no, I mean, don't use it at the office. But yeah, you see it, but hey, you stupid fucking cunt, what's up? Yes. Oh, and then that way us men will continue to have our little bit of male domain as we besmirch and yell and curse at one another in various vulgar language. Alright, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.